Good day, everybody. This is Michael Levitas with Alpha Insider Podcast, where I bring you different experts to share their knowledge about their field. And today I have Olga Zakinova, an associate real estate broker at Douglas Elliman. Olga, welcome back.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me.
I love having you on because you have always such energy about you. You're very passionate about selling real estate and buying real estate. You have many years of experience, notwithstanding your young age, but you have helped so many conflicts between buyers and sellers. I mean, let's be honest, sometimes things happen because buying or selling real estate is a very stressful experience. Could be because you're paying money. Maybe it's the biggest asset purchase of your life. So people are sometimes nervous and stressed out and emotions come in. And I want to talk to you about that, about how you, as a real estate broker, keep it drama-free and how you can step in and help whenever there are conflicts.
Yes. Well, Michael, it's a very sensitive subject, very dear to what I do every single day. All right. Yeah. And in many cases, I will tell you the truth. Sometimes I really question, I don't know why we are called real estate agents. Like, okay, I just don't like the name. Like a real estate agent, it's just a very cold name. Because real estate agent's job, I would think like, okay, you called me. Hi, Michael. Let's put the sign up for sale. And, you know, I'll come in and take a few pictures. Maybe if I have the professional photography, sometimes they just don't. Sometimes they take pictures with their phone. And, you know, it's just the most unpleasant experience we're seeing sometimes online. Right. But my job as professional to really build a relationship with the client, to understand their mentality and what they are really trying to achieve and do with their next chapter of their life. Right. Honestly, sometimes I feel like we are more like doctors that are trying to.
I would say psychologists.
Right. We are more like psychologists trying to evaluate the situation and really keep the mood swings under control, right? Because real estate transaction, as we all know, this is not $1 million listing New York show. Let's just be super clear here. Real estate transaction, in my opinion, okay, many people could agree or disagree, but that's my opinion. Real estate transaction is not the $1 million listing New York show, where all you could see like, oh, you brought this buyer, they just made an offer, cash deal, 2-3 days closing. I'm sorry, but that does not
skip
exist.
All the important elements in between.
That does not exist, right? So keep in mind that people's emotions kick in. Right. And people sometimes have mood swings also naturally based on our New York weather and just generally lifestyle. So it is my responsibility as a professional to keep everything under control. Okay. Keep in mind that a lot of people are going through different levels of life, and we're going to touch upon this. Why people sell, right? People lose their loved one, people going through divorce, people have their kids growing up, people having another child. I mean, there's so many different.
And it's very sentimental to let go of a house where you maybe you live for a long time, you raise your family.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of times and moments where we need to kind of like keep a drama clear, drama free. And so in many instances, we have children that are acting up. In many instances, we have husband and wife that are not on the same page. In many instances, we have where the kids and the parents and, you know, another generation of parents on top of it, they just not in agreement that that move has to happen.
Wow. So not only are you a bridge between the buyer and the seller, sometimes you have to come in and make peace and be a bridge between the sellers. That's a very interesting point that I didn't even think about.
That's very, very important, Michael. I will tell you the truth. Sometimes when we go to listing appointments and consultations, I call them, right? Sometimes I just walk away and I tell my clients, listen, guys, you know what? You're going through divorce. I just recently had a case. We finally sold the house. It was a case, it was a referral from one of my clients from here, and the husband and wife were going through divorce, and they tried for a long time to make the relationship work, and they went through all kinds of therapy. They finally made an agreement that they will just not be a good fit for each other. And when we were called in, I already walked in. I'm very sensitive. I walked in and I felt the energy in the house that she was still in love with him. She still was not ready to let him go.
Wow.
And she was crying during our appointments. And he was like, you know what? I made a decision. I've given her enough time to work on this. And, she had some medical issues where she refused to take medications and all that. And
Right.
we get trapped in this. Okay. And as a broker, we need to cut a very fine line between the personal and the business life of our clients. Right.
Right.
And so you could come in and you could play a therapist where you're going to keep things under control, but it seems sometimes it just doesn't work. And I'll tell you the truth, if I had a choice sometimes to keep a family together and not have them separate just because they want to move and give me a business, I would rather them stay together and give me more referrals.
That's very noble of you.
Than go through this emotional process of life.
Sure.
And I brought in box of chocolates, I brought in a champagne, and I said, look, we're gonna open this up either in the beginning or in the end. You guys will make a choice where we're gonna do this. And when I first started, I said, look, we're gonna go through this presentation, but you need to understand that I would love to keep you guys together. And by the time we finish, okay, I put in a lot of motivational stuff into their life and why they really started this journey together as a husband and wife. But in the end of the day, sometimes people just grow out of each other's.
It's amazing how many hats you have to wear. Amazing.
Exactly. Yes. And so, you know what? In the end of the day, we signed the papers. We made the decision that the best thing for them is to really move on.
Right.
And I really had an intention. The truth was, I said, look, I personally think you need to move out of this house regardless now, based on what I hear. Maybe to go to a different lifestyle, let's say Florida, because you're both retiring now.
Yeah.
And for me to see you have a grown-up children, and now at the age and time when you worked so hard together to get to this point and really enjoy your life, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm telling you this, because I feel like people work throughout their life so hard together. And for them at the moment of their retirement, come to an agreement that they have to split up and separate, that becomes very emotional, right?
Yeah, it's sad. It happens.
And so when we come in, that emotional state is on the table a lot.
Yeah.
People
and also between
fighting,
you
disagreeing, right?
Yeah. And also between buyers and sellers, I believe they have to both understand they have a mutual goal, which is that this house has to transfer ownership. So let's work towards that and take emotions out of it. And can you give us examples? I know that sometimes when some kind of a disagreement arises, let's say with a seller, people run to their attorney. Oh, something's not working in the house. Can you fix it? And sometimes attorney, let's be honest, can kill a deal over a few $100. And that's why I think it's important, my opinion, let the broker get involved first. What do you say?
Well, remember, Michael, again, this is why we chose the topic, drama-free broker, right? Let's admit, attorneys do not get paid anywhere close to the level of brokers. So I personally think that they have much different interest of being involved and how much they could really be involved to coordinate the deal, right? It is in our best interest to put the deal together and really make it work in a way that it benefits each and every one. I always tell my clients, look, we have really great attorneys that we usually recommend, those that have wonderful personalities. Because I think in the end of the day, my experience based on what I'm seeing, that's a lot of friction that's happening a lot, is the disagreement between to what attorney sees on a transaction on paper and what the client sees as the physical emotional state to the transaction, and then the broker that brings the buyer into the picture and their connection on putting it into a contractual agreement. So sometimes that's where disagreements come in. You know, broken fridge, broken microwave, the washer and dryer is not
over
working.
such nonsense, sometimes you can lose a deal.
All right. So sometimes we have to really come in together, put our minds together, whether it's me and the seller, whether it's me and another broker. We really always try to find a mutual agreement and common ground to make the deal work.
See, this is how I want to conclude the segment by saying this is why you need a real estate broker or an agent who has seen it all, who knows from personal experience what it takes to resolve an issue over a broken light, an issue over a microwave not working, or even sometimes a legal issue. Sometimes you have to also help out an attorney with that as well to get documents or what have you. So this is why I bring you on board, Olga Zakinova from Douglas Elliman, to give us the advice, to show us how it's done. When you want to sell or buy a home of your dreams.
Thank you.